So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Maxine, who I officially just met. But we did connect online like a lot of us have. And Maxine is a living liver donor. She donated her liver to her mom 15 years ago. And I got in touch with her because she's going to be running.
I'm going to talk about all that.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I want to do it thunder. So she's a living liver donor, and she's here to share her story.
And how do I turn? Okay. Oh, it's on. Wonderful. Well, I'm very honored to be here. I'm very new to the transplant community, just since I've been in touch with Sandra for the last couple of months. And in the short time I've been involved, I'm finding out what an amazing community and tight-knit group that you guys are, and I'm very honored to be here today to speak and to talk about tips on how to keep you motivated with exercise. Before I do that, though, just a little bit more background on myself. So as Sandra mentioned, in 2001, well, my mother was diagnosed in 2001 with a failing liver and was told that she needed a transplant. She was put on the waiting list, but due to various factors, she was very low on that deceased donor waiting list. So immediately, the doctors at TGH told us that we could, that a family member could donate to her, told our family that a living donor could donate to her. So right away, my younger sister and myself, we got ourselves tested, we got tested to see if we were a match for her, and we both were. So what we did was we tossed a coin to decide who went to the next steps. I won. I think that I won. But my spouse, she keeps telling me that my sister won, because she's not the one that had to endure a 10-day hospital stay and ended up with a 12-inch scar across her belly. But I still think I won. So in September 2002, our surgeries were upon us, and my mom lived another quality-filled 8 years. Thanks to the donation. It was amazing to see the change in her go from, she went from yellow to normal color. I don't think I have to tell this group what that means. To be able to spend 8 more years with my mom was absolutely priceless and worth everything that I went through. So now, why am I here? First, because I am a living liver donor, and second, because I'm a runner. I've been a runner since 1996, and I had run several 5 and 10K races up until 2003. In 2003, which was just 8 months after my liver donation, I ran my first marathon, 42.2 kilometers. I got hooked on the marathon distance, and to date, I've run 41 marathons, all of them since my liver donation. Turns out, so I've run marathons in Toronto, in Mississauga, and in Waterloo, which I know is very exciting to hear. I also have run marathons in Texas. I've run the Los Angeles Marathon, and I've had the honor of running the Boston Marathon 3 times, which is absolutely amazing. So I guess this qualifies me to help motivate you and give you some tips on motivation. When I first began running in 1996, it was to improve my health. Honestly, it just kind of evolved without a plan. I was in my late 20s. I was a drinker. I was a smoker. I was a couch potato. I started my day with 2 Cinnabons and a cream soda. Yeah, seriously. I lived at Yonge and Eglinton. If any of you know the subway station there, that's where the Cinnabon was, and I worked at Yonge and Bloor, so it was easy. I took up running because a work friend asked me to. At that time, the timing was right. We had a 3-kilometer route at that time that we could barely run. We walked probably half of it. I would struggle to stumble, jog, the other half reluctantly. My motivation for continuing that time was that I knew she was waiting for me at the corner every other morning, and I didn't want to let her down. So one of the best ways I find to stay motivated is to get yourself a buddy to do the exercise and meet them there. In 2014, I went through a phase of running very slowly, and I just couldn't get past a certain pace, and I thought, oh boy, here comes the running slowly that they talk about as you start to age. Ugh, it's a bummer. Turns out that I needed running friends then as well. So even though I'd been running for several years, I needed running friends again to keep me motivated. So through a series of conversations with a running friend, I ended up with a run group that had an amazing coach, and I ran my fastest marathon time ever. So I thought I was getting slower, but no, I just needed motivation with people. In fact, I ran 6 minutes faster at 45 than I ran when I was 39. So I was pretty darn proud of that. So that was a huge motivating factor for me. Another way I was initially motivated was that one day after a few months of running, I was walking up to my apartment building at Yonge and Eglinton, and I saw my reflection in the doors. And in that reflection, I saw muscles in my legs. I was like, wow. I'm just running and I'm seeing muscles and strength in my legs. So that kept me going for a little while. Over the years, my motivations have changed based on various things. Some of the motivation that I had was the increase in my energy. It was amazing just by exercising. It takes energy, but it also gives you energy. I had stamina to do anything that I wanted to do. Running to the bus or the streetcar became no big deal for me, which is, something that happens in downtown Toronto. Going up flights of stairs, I wasn't out of breath. Seeing the awe in people's faces when I told them that I was a runner kind of made me proud. People think it's a big deal for some reason, so that's motivating. And honestly, after at all of my races, my mom tried to be there, and her telling me how proud she was of me after each race was a pretty huge motivation as well. My most recent motivation to keep exercising and running is to keep stress levels down. It's amazing how when you get out there and exercise, all that energy you're carrying inside of you just goes away. It helps keep my stress levels down, to be healthy for my family, and to live an enjoyable life with them. It's also to help me stay strong because I'm a massage therapist and I need to be able to do that for a really long time. Running for me is my meditation. It's the time I set aside for me. That's very motivating. It gets me out of my head or gets me thinking more clearly. It's my breath and it's my lifeline. No one can take running away from me. If I'm upset about something, it makes me happy. And if I'm happy, it makes me happier. We all have bodies that want to move, so why not get them moving? You have to figure out how your body likes to move, and then do it, whether it's walking, running, doing a Pilates class, a spin class, lifting weights, whatever that is, figure it out and do it. Because exercise is something you get to do. You get to exercise. It's not something you have to do. You get to do it. I met a lot of people that have regretted a big meal or finishing a bottle of wine. I've never met anyone that regretted exercising. You can relate a little bit? Every single person I speak to always says they're glad that they did it, but no matter how difficult it was to get off their butts. When you regularly exercise, you never have that little devil on your shoulder saying, oh, why didn't you do that today? Why didn't you do that today? And that's a huge weight lifted off your shoulders. So my final suggestion on how to stay motivated is twofold. The first is to have a goal. Right? Having a goal is an excellent motivating factor, whether it's to participate in a race, to lose weight, or check off a tick box in your life list. I don't like the word bucket list. Have something to be accountable to. And second is persistence. You may not view persistence as a motivating factor, but if you keep at something, pick yourself up when you stumble, get back into it if it gets put on the back burner for a while, you can't help but succeed. Persistence in itself will get you to the finish line. Today would have been Mary Pickford's birthday, Canadian silent film star. And she says, you may have a fresh start at any moment you choose. For this thing we call failure is not falling down, but it's the staying down. Which brings me to my next point. As Sandra mentioned, this year will be the 15th anniversary in September of donating my liver to my mom, and the 15th time I'm running the Scotia-Toronto Waterfront Marathon. I wanted to do, where I was the poster girl 3 times. Sandra had a great video that she put together of me with all these fun pictures. She's going to post it. You'll see pictures of me running marathons, and I'm constantly smiling. It's not just for the picture. I'm constantly smiling when I run. I just absolutely love to do it. So anyway, with these two occasions, I wanted to do something special. So I decided that a charitable act would best fit my situation. So I decided to run the Scotiabank Toronto Waterfront Marathon to raise awareness for organ and tissue donation and to raise money for the Canadian Transplant Association. When I came across the Canadian Transplant Association website, I couldn't believe it when I read the mission statement: to encourage and motivate transplant recipients to maintain a healthy lifestyle by supporting athletic and other awareness events. No brainer. This is a fantastic charity. It's a perfect fit. So I immediately contacted Sandra, and here we are today. So to help raise awareness and funds, I'll be running the marathon in a distinct fashion. I'm going to be running dressed as a liver. And I have 3 friends running with me. They're going to be dressed as a heart, a lung, and a kidney. We're going to try to get into the Guinness Book of World Records by doing it. But we're looking to build a team of people, and that's where you guys come in. If you could participate in the 5K, the half marathon, or participate in the full marathon in any way or be on the sidelines, we want to create a team of people to help create the awareness and to help raise funds for the association. The Scotia Waterfront Marathon usually has about 20,000 participants, so it's a wonderful place to get awareness to the organ and tissue donation site, to get people to become a donor and to raise funds. They've never had an organ donation charity on their charity list before, so this will be the first time, so hopefully it will make it even bigger. So if you want to have a goal, you can perhaps make October 22nd, 2017 your goal, whatever it is, walk, run.
May 20.
October 22nd, 2017, this October. And we do have a website, a Facebook page that Sandra set up called CTA at the Scotiabank Waterfront Marathon. But we're also going to set up a web page where you can get all the information that you need, and then we'll also be setting up pages where people can donate funds to you. So if you need to be motivated with something, then perhaps you can be part of the team, and we can see you out there on October 22nd, however that may be. So thank you very much, you guys.